In this video, we'll take a look at the image adjustments for shadows and highlights, which will give you a little more control over those versus adjusting the whole image with, say, brightness and contrast and things of that nature. So here we have an image with some pretty strong highlights and some shadows around the body here. So let's take a look at that. Go to Image Adjustments and then go all the way to Shadows and Highlights and click on that. And basically it'll give us the ability to adjust these across the board. This is a pretty basic option here, but basically if we want more shadows, we can brighten up the shadows if we want to. At 0 it's going to be where it was, so we can make those shadows brighter, or we can tone down those highlights by moving that up. So it's very bright on the face here and in the background, and as we move that up, it's actually toning those down, and this makes the image a lot more easier to see and more pleasant. You can load and save these settings just like all the other panels we've looked at, and then there's a show more options button here where you have a lot more control. So here we're going to have things like the tonality and then how much of a radius around those shadows. So by adjusting these and moving these around, you're going to have a lot more control. So if we turn up the shadows and make them brighter, and then we adjust the tone, it's going to show how much inside of those shadows we want to adjust. All the way up is going to be everything. The lower the tone, it's just going to pick out the darker shadows, and then the radius of those colors and where they lie. So by coming in here and messing around with these shadows and highlights, you can really get this image to pop a lot more and look a lot better for you. You would do some things similar to a camera raw file, but this is great if you're doing it with your PSD file or JPG or PNG. At the bottom you have some adjustments for color and also your midtones and where you would like to clip the black and white. So if you want to have these hit at 100% so that they're clipping at those numbers, you can have that here also. So this is a quick and easy way to come in and adjust shadows and highlights, and this is a little easier to me than using something like a curve or a level because it allows us to quickly make these adjustments and see them right away. You can do the same thing with other tools like curves and levels, but this just makes it a little easier to do those types of things. And clicking on and off the preview, you can already see what a difference it makes in this image.